I have here is, that is the deformer based kind of fish. This can be used, the deformer, correct? Because it's a state body, it doesn't have any fin and all that. So straight way we can deformer, we can use that deformer what we have learned it and deform it. Is it clear? So this fish I am going to rig with the bend deformer as well as sine deformer, both. And uh, you can animate manually or we can make it automatic system also. So automatically it can animate. Your job is just to translate the fish, body part will automatically wave and all that. It makes sense. So today, how much is possible to do it? We'll work on this and see how we can do it. So already I have explained bend deformer and what are the components it has. Even I have explained sine deformer. So both deformer I am going to place inside that, adjust the number, and then we'll create all the animatable object in the channel box and all that through switches. So one time sine deformer will work, one time bend deformer will work based on what we are going to animate here. And then later, once that is done, then we'll think of making it that system as a automatic system. So I'll save one file for manual one I'll create the next with the automatic system. Okay, so based on requirement we can use it. So select the body. Just remember that whenever you are creating a deformer, you always need to select the mesh to add it. But you see here I have some extra mesh also, like eyeball is there. So that all is not going to deform. So only you need to select the mesh which is going to deform. It makes sense?
Yes, sir.
So just same way, bend deformer, first one I'll apply it. Again, the same default setting, apply, close. Again, deformer is looking vertical, so definitely it is not going to work. So we need to rotate this deformer horizontal. Z rotation is not happening for me here, so I'll just, by seeing the axis, I'll directly type here 90 degrees. So it got placed inside the mesh and how I want. Exactly, it got placed in that. Anybody knows why this rotation and all that is not happening? Because you all work on computer, you will be knowing it. Why this rotation axis is not working for me? Only x-axis work, yz doesn't work. And I search some YouTube videos. Sometimes they say that you go here in the setting and change this kind of stuff in display to work. But I say try all the possible combination. Here are two options: OpenGL, DirectX 11 viewport and all that. I try all four combinations, but nothing worked. But they were showing for them it worked, but I don't know how. And first time I am doing Maya on laptop. Normally I use system, so there it's not back in the system.
Probably, I think probably it's locked. X and Y, I think it's locked.
No.
When we click on it.
When I type here, it is working. Then how is it locked? It's just the display issue selection, something related with that. Or maybe my graphics card is inbuilt to Intel graphics card. It's not supporting that. Maybe that is one reason. Okay. So anyway, I can type number there. So I just type the number here and it got created. Now we can just see here the bend deformer. What we are going to animate here is the curvature part, right? So it's curving in this way. But in this kind of it's not going to curve like that. If you want, you can create it. But I am more interested in sideway movement, right? So what we need to do that, just little bit curvature value you give here, and then you can rotate it to understand, okay, it's going up, down. I want in the sideways. So we can go here and rotate the deformer in this direction. Again, it's not allowing me to rotate. So 90 degree, Y I'll rotate here. Now you see that automatically it got rotated in sine wave.
Yeah.
That's what is required here. So if I go here and see that it's working, but I don't want the front part to get rotated, right? The front part will not get rotated, only the back part. So that we did there, upper bound, lower bound concept again come in the picture. So front part I need to remove it, only back part I need, and I can move it in the front. So I need to identify, is it lower bound and upper bound? I don't know. So I'll just type 0 for higher bound and hope this is the higher bound. So yeah, that was the higher bound. So it got cut. The front part got removed. I'll move it till where I want to deform it. So till here, maybe it will deform. Because after that, the head is start and all that. And that part is little solid part. So that one is not going to deform. You all, if you are eating fish, you know that that part is the harder part. So that
Yes,
doesn't.
yes. Yeah.
So this one, and just scale it little bit big. This one, I already told that why we need to scale that. So I'll make the curvature value 0 and try to scale that. So we'll know that what size we need to use that. So we need to have this again, that scaling is not happening. Okay, so I will try to scale from here. Yes, it's scaling. So little bit bigger than your fist size, you need to create. So it's
So you
easier.
can press middle mouse and drag here and there, then to
Yeah, it's
move.
working with the middle mouse, but on screen it doesn't work. But that's fine. No issue. So again, you can go back here and see that now what exactly I'm looking for, like this kind of sideway movement. So it's happening, right? And this is what required for this piece. So I'll keep this one deformer, and I want to add. This is only one bend is happening. I do like two bend also in that one, like sine kind of wave. So I'll put another deformer in that. So select that and go for that one also. Sine deformer. Apply again. Again, the rotation is the problem here. So before using this one, we need to make sure that the first one I'll off it, first deformer. So bed deformer, it get listed in the outliner. You can select here. And I don't want that to work for now. Then we can cross it completely for that. So 0 here. So it's not going to work. So we'll focus only on sine deformer. Come here, sine deformer. Again, it's not matching with this. So we need to rotate it, this one. So I'll rotate Z to 90 degrees. Then go for this attribute. You need to remember offset is the thing which we can animate here. Again, the deformation is not happening because there's a problem in this deformer. And magnitude and amplitude I have not given. So maybe I can give magnitude little bit. Magnitude or amplitude meaning the same. So 0.2 something like that. It's wrong way deforming, but that can be rotated and fixed. So that rotation I have to identify what is the Y is the rotation axis. Sideway I want to rotate it. So I can type here 90 degrees. So you see that it exactly got deformed like that, right?
Yes.
Now we just need to do the same thing, upper bound, lower bound kind of concept. I don't want head side to bend, only the back side. So here also we can kill the one side. So we need to identify is it higher bound or lower bound. I hope it is higher bound. So I make it 0. So only lower bound is going to work. Move in the front where you want to place it. Exactly like how where we place the bend deformer, same place I'm placing this one, and we can scale this little bit bigger. So again, scaling is the issue. So I'll select here and scale it. Maybe some 10 value. So done. Now we'll see that in the top view, we can see that what exactly it is happening. So we can select the mesh, go for the sine deformer, both and the offset, we can cross check that it is deforming fine or not. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you how I can be pinned to that, or how that front part, even I have moved the deformer, the front part is deforming, so that we can fix it. But I'm happy with this way movement and all that. Only thing is that I should go with that. So I'll be showing it how I can be locked to that mesh. So wherever the mesh will go, I can go with that. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
I believe if you just parent this one to this mesh, I will go with that automatically. Just parent. If it doesn't work, then we'll look for another setup. So sine deformer, I just parented to that mesh and hope it is no. So we cannot parent it. So we need to do something else to do it for that. That one dynamics tool is there. We can use that one, or we can create it with one script comes for that purpose. So either way we can make that object, because we have no option to parent that geometry to vertex. And in this example, I need to vertex parent to something nearby this, like this area vertex or something. I need to parent it, and we have no option, like there is no tool that where geometry can be parented to vertex. You want this, it should go with this vertex. So wherever this area vertex is going, this should go with that. So we don't have the tool for it, but so using dynamics tool, we can make that. Like last day, we learned that how to create emitter and all that. So for this vertex, I can create one emitter. So wherever this vertex will go, emitter will go. And this geometry, I can parent to that emitter. So we can get that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Even I have one script called rivet script. So in that case, you select that vertex and add a rivet to it. So one locator will get created and you can parent to that locator. But I believe the dynamics one will much better because everyone may not have this script and all that, and you'll not be knowing how to load this script and work on that. So I'll show dynamics method, it will be more easier to do. So that part we have to focus. But other part is working fine here. So that part we'll do at last, the dynamics part. First we'll try to put other part. Eyeball, we'll leave it as it is, how it is. We'll fix that. So offset is the value which we are going to animate here, that you need to remember, and there in that case curvature value. Here drop off value, if you want to decide a certain value, you can add little bit. This is what's going to happen with the drop off, little bit. So maybe I can give little negative drop off here, and with the offset I can animate. This give more wave and all that. If you are looking for single wave, then it will be a bend deformer. If you are looking for multiple wave, then you have to go for a sine deformer. A single wave, then you have to go for bend deformer. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Only Mohit is saying, not saying anything.
Sir.
Okay. So we just need to identify what value is required here to animate. So you see, I'm dragging it. So mostly I think +10 and -10 value is good enough to animate. So that's what we are going to create in the channel box, +10 to -10, and add that attribute to animate. Same way for and amplitude and wave, whatever we have fixed already, that value we can keep it constant. That is not required to keep. If you want that animator to change that, so that value also you can add it. Okay. So before going for that, animator is not going to select the mesh and search where is the attribute and all that. So we need to create a control for it. So first I'll create one control here where everything will be added, all the attributes and all that. So I select that. I created one. So in outliner, I can see that one curve I have created. So that is scale I am going to increase a little bigger size. And what shape you want, you can create it. It has to be bigger than your character, so easily it will get selected. And instead of keeping them in the ground, I can move it a little bit up and keep it. And even a scale, if you want to change it, you can change that a little bit to each step. So a scale Z, I am reducing it. And a scale X, I am increasing. So it will cover the entire piece. Next here, the axis is in the center and all that. So I think this will do the job. Okay. This is going to be a master control, only one single control, which will control everything. So what we have to do that before using this control, to make sure all this unwanted stuff should not be there. So we can delete history and all that. So freeze transform, delete history. And this is going to be a fish control. So I can write it here, fish control. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, what? Some name gone wrong. Okay, fish control. Even you can give a color for it. It's easier to select and all that. So display. Last year we did all this, last semester. This display and color. So this is the red color I have given. Whatever color you want, you give. There is no hard and fast tool for it. So first thing first, I want that when I move that, everything will go with this. Okay, except the eye part. Eye part we have to learn how to fix it. But other part, the body mesh part and those deformers should go. So we can go in the outliner, select everything except this control, select everything and eyeball without eyeball. So select this mesh, select that. Eyeball you cannot parent to this because the eye is going to move. So we need to do separate setup for that. So this mesh, this one, and this both deformer and group it, Control G. Make sense?
Yeah.
One group I created. So that will be called as fish group. Whatever you want to write it, but fish group will be the better name here. And this I want to scale with the control So this pivot and that control pivot should match. Then it will be easier to scale it. So what we can do that this pivot got created here. I want to shift this pivot to this control pivot. So what we can do that we can go and switch off the display local rotation axis for this. So here's the axis for this. For now, I'll just off the piece so we can see directly. Okay, this is the control. And the group what I created, that pivot is lying here. So this pivot, I need to move it here. So it will scale in the proper manner. So I think you all remember last year we used that insert button you have to press, and with the V button you can snap it to that. Is it clear? V button you have to hold it, and middle mouse you drag, it will go there. So, and again you press insert button, it will come out. So
Sir,
my
to see the pivot, what you did?
insert button, press the insert
No,
button
sir,
in your
not
key.
the move, the previous one pivot.
Display local rotation axis to see where my this control pivot is there. So you have to go display local rotation axis. And if I now click it, it will get off. So if it is like toggling switch, if it is off, it will get on. If it is on, it will get off. So I'll just click here, it will get off now. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So that way I fixed that. So both pivot got matched in one place. So now this group, you can select it, switch on the switch so you can see that. Okay. And just parent to this control. Yes. Select this control and HP, normal parenting. Now what has the advantage happened is whenever I'll select this control, we'll make sure this layer you can keep it in R mode, so fish will never get selected. Only the control will get selected, and wherever you move, the control will go with that.
Yeah.
Is it clear? So now our both deformer is going with that, mesh is going with that, and deformation will take place. Problem only is the fish eye. And fish eye I cannot parent it because once you parent, head will move, that will not go with that. So that we have to fix it with the different layer. So we'll keep that one as it is. Now we'll focus on how to work on both deformer one at a time. So first thing first, I'm going to create a switch to shuffle from bend deformer to sine deformer. Is it clear? So bend
sir.
means 1 hour, sine means we have the more than one bend kind of thing. So modify, last year we have already used that tool. So you just need to recall yourself, modify, add attribute. Here we can add it. All kind of things are there. Boolean, enum, string, all that I have already explained last year. This time I'm going to use enum. So I can give my own choice name, like green blue color is there. I can give green to maybe bend deformer and blue to sine deformer. Is it clear?
Sir.
Any name, whatever name you want. So here I'll write the switch, deformer, or you can say changer, changer switch or switch, whatever name you want. Switch means I'm changing from one to another, right? So that's why I've given name here. And enum, so green one I'll say bend. So I'll write here bend. And blue one I'll write it sine. Is it clear? And add
Yes.
it. So that way my switch got created. This is shuffling switch. So from one to another, we can change it. So when I need bend, I can use bend. When I need sine, I can use sine. Is it clear?
Yes.
Here I created. Now we have to make sure that switch should start working. It first thing first. Then later we'll add the animatable object inside that. First we'll try to make the switch work. So when I select bend deformer, only bend element has to be there. And when I select that or deformation should take place, when I'll be in the sine mode, only sine things should work. So that can be done through set driven. So you all need to recall last year how we used to create switch and all that. So animation, set driven. Here is the tool, set driven. So it has the two options. One is the driver, the top place, what you load will be driver. What the control is here, the driver, and both deformer are the driven thing. So that can be loaded in the down. So in outliner also we can keep open here. So selecting become very easy from here. I can go and switch on this one. So I can see here are my few deformers. So first I'll load the driver on the top. And driver, this attribute you are going to key. So select the driver, what attribute you are keying it, that need to be selected. Now we can select the deformer things. So one deformer at a time I'm working on that. So there will be no confusion, load driven. So I've just load the bend deformer. But the problem is if you load from here, only the translate node get loaded. So we have to go here, click on the bend, and then click here, load driven. Then that node will get loaded, the down node. Is it clear how I loaded it?
Yes, sir.
Select directly from outliner and load it, it is not going to get loaded the history node. So you need to click on the history node. First you click on the history node here. So this history get open and then just keep, it's already got selected. So it is there. Just you need to click load driven. So automatically that node gets connected, the first one. So bend. So
Sir,
you go,
sir, for load driven, you go to that input thing. Then for high and low bound, you loaded that thing.
automatically it will get loaded. Just select it and just click on load driven. So automatically this whole thing will get loaded automatically. Okay.
Okay.
Only you need to select the deformer. Again, just see it. Bend handle I selected here. Then click on bend. So this node got selected. Just load driven. So automatically it get loaded. Once you
Sir,
select bend, automatically this 4 attributes will come.
okay, okay.
After selecting it, that attribute will come. Okay, those 4 stuff. So at present we are focusing on the first part, the envelope one. Envelope is on means that deformer will work. Envelope is off means 0 means it will not work. 1 means it will work. And remember, I have loaded the bend deformer. So select that switch we have to keep in the bend form, and this envelope need to be 1. So you have to click here, then automatically it will come here, and make sure it should be 1 because we are in the bend mode for the driver. So key it here, one way. Got keyed. All 4 attributes need to be selected. Driver with the attribute driven, what attribute we have. So driver, I have added the chain switch, so that attribute I have selected. Driven, envelope is the thing which you need to remember for the switching one, and key it. Next one, I have to reverse that. So in now, if I go in the sine deformer, I don't want this bend to work. So you can go back here and make this one as 0. So now, because we are in the sine mode, so switch will not work. A reverse of that we'll do now for the sine. Sine is on, then bend will be 0. That is automatically we have done. Is it clear? So driver is same, driven object. This time I'm going to put sine deformer. So you have to go here and sine deformer. Again the same node, and sine node you have to select it and click on load driven. So see, automatically it got loaded. Once you select the sine, that attribute will get. So again here the properties is same, envelope you select it. So again first we have to see what mode we are, sine mode. So we want this deformer to be on. So it is 1 here, key. And bend mode, when we shuffle to bend mode, it should not work. So bend mode, select this, make it this one 0. And key it. Is it clear? 4 key I created, 2 for bend, 1 for on, 1 for off. Same way for sine, 2 keys, 1 for on, 1 for off. Off means the sine, for sine case bend is the off, for bend case sine is the off. Is it clear? It's like shuffling.
Yes, sir.
So once switch is done, we'll test it, it is working or not. Then we can go for adding what other attribute I needed. So if I select this one and I just change the bend, so I have to just cross check that when I am changing this curvature, bend is happening or not. Is it happening? Is it right? It is happening.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is happening. Now I'll change to sine and see that what look I have given for sine, that is working or not. So again, I can go for sine now. I change to sine. See, automatically this got into the sine waveform, and I can select the offset and move it. Automatically, I can animate. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
So now for bend, we have to connect the curvature, and for sine, we have to connect the offset value here in the channel
Right.
box, not there. So we have to add attribute here, modify, add attribute. Okay. So again, we have to choose what kind of attribute we are adding here. So this time we are going to deal with the number, right? So number case, you need to remember float value. Integer and float, these are the two number thing. Integer means whole number, float means decimal number. So here you can't guarantee here that only you are going to animate whole number. So better to keep it decimal number. So float means it will take the whole number also or decimal number, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. If you put integer, it will be 1, 2, 3. So in this case, the decimal value is also going to get animated. That's why we have to keep it float value. And define here what name you're giving it. So one for bend, so I'll just directly write bend anim in short form for bend animation. Short form I wrote it, bend underscore anim. Means I am going to animate with this one, bend animation. Is it clear? default value 0, maximum, minima, we can fix it and do it. So add here. You can fix that, okay, how much you want that for curvature value. Maybe, I don't know how much it will work. So we can just cross check again and then same number I can put it there. Bend one. I'm just checking it what maximum, minimum value you need to work. We are in the sine mode, that's why it's not working. So bend mode, curvature. You need to decide how much. I think we can give it a very big number working like 90 and all that. So what I'll going to do it, I'll put it a smaller number to animate, like plus 10 to minus 10. So maximum value, minimum value minus 10 and maximum value plus 10. Is it clear? And in state driven, we can limit that, how much it will animate. So this is not going to go beyond 10 and minus 10. But 10 will be connected to 90 where whatever 90 or 95 or 100 value is going to come there, and minus 10 will be connected for negative one. So it will start work. Is it clear? So I can add one value here. What is saying that? Oh, the name got deleted because I didn't save it. So we can add bend underscore any and add it. Without name, you cannot add it. So I added here bend animation. Next one, I'll give the same name, sine underscore animation. Offset always work for 10. So directly we can keep it minus 10 and tab plus 10 and 0. Okay, so add it. So two attributes. If we are in the bend mode, we can animate with here. If we are in the sine mode, we will animate with the second value. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now we'll go one by one. Bend mode, we are going to connect the bend animation thing in this. Okay, this attribute.
Sir,
Hmm.
I think it's the lunch break time.
But you people only told we can continue.
No, just now, like when I saw the timetable, I just saw that 1:30 to 2 is the lunch time.
Yes, so if you want, you can we can put a lunch. Otherwise, we'll continue and finish this class, and you have the freedom to go.
Mm,
Or you have after this also there is a class.
No, sir. This is the last class.
So what you all decide and tell me quickly in 2 minutes. You want to continue or you want break? We can put break to.
Sarath.
yeah.
2:30 we can finish our class if you don't take the lunch. If you take the lunch, again we have to come back 2, and our class will be conducted on 3:41.
Then we can continue class, no problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I asked in the beginning. So we'll finish this session. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, done. And you have no class, then you'll get free also. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So now our idea is the curvature of that bend deformer curvature value. We need to plug it here with the bend animation, and sine animation offset value we need to plug it to sine any, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Like this one, this value to animate, this one we need to plug it there, offset it, and it work for plus 10 to minus 10. So this is more easier to just plug it. So this even you can use connection editor and plug it because it's directly 10 to 10 kind of value. But the second one we cannot use it because we made it here 10 plus and 10 minus, but there we need more value. So that's all. So I'll go for bend to keep that switch as in the bend mode and go for set driven kind of thing. So again we'll go for loading that window animation. Where is the set driven? In animation menu, just remember set driven set. So this is our driver. Driven is again that the bend thing we have to select. So here you can go, click here, it will get selected and load driven. So bend got selected. So I'm just focusing on the bend one. And here the control is the driver. So driver. So control I have select, which is already in the bend mode. So we don't need to bother about that. Select the bend animation, any part. That is what we are going to plug it here. Keep the 0 value first. First we'll keep it for default. Select this one. Select from here curvature value. Is it clear? Just remember what we are adding it. Face control, I added bend animation attribute. So that I am selecting it for bend deformer. Curvature is the value going to plug there. So that's why I have selected that. And this is for default position. I am keying it. So you just need to key here. Default value. Curvature value should be default 0. So I'll keep 0 and key it. Default. Okay. Bend value 0. Curvature value also 0. Bend animation value 0. Curvature value is 0. So that will be exactly in the middle. key it. Now we have to go one forward value, one backward value, plus 10 and minus 10. So I'll go for the plus 10 here because I have given 10 value, so I can keep 10 here. And now decide how much curvature value is required. So middle mouse you can drag and decide here how much degree of rotation you want here. I think 100 something is coming, so I'll make a round of this value and 120 degrees. I think this much is good enough, right? Even all animator knows in the graph editor, if you need more value or less value, it can be changed in the graph editor easily while animating it. So that's not the big deal on that. Okay, that number can be easily altered. I'll be also showing it how to change in the graph. So you don't need to recreate the set driven part. In graph, you can change this number. So that's not big deal. So I'm saying, okay, for plus 10, the curvature value is 120 is good enough for me. So I can key it. So first key I created for 0 value, default value, then I have created for plus 10. Now I'll create for the negative value. So I can go here and type your value is minus 10. And then go for curvature value in the negative. So that side we given plus. So this side we have to give minus 120, same number. So it will look very identical. And key. Does everyone understand this 3 key, how I created? One for 0 value, one for plus 10 value, how much rotation you need, or here it is called curvature, how much curvature value you need. So minus 10, how much curvature value, one plus 10, how much curvature value, and default is always 0. So you have to keep 0. So 3 keys always required for state driven. For switching key, only the shuffling. So 2 keys required. Is it clear? So now we need to cross check that I'm able to animate or not. When I am in the bend mode, and just see that I'm able to animate this manually. Is it clear?
Sir.
So, but if I shuffle into sign and see now, I'm not able to animate. And that's what we need, right? Now I want that if I am in the sign mode, this value should not work. This one should start working, right? So this one we are going to plug it to the offset value. And that I told that directly you can use it connection editor, because that offset also works from plus 10 to minus 10, and we also created plus 2 to minus 10. So connection editor is direct connection, right? 1 to 1. So 0 to 10 and 0 to minus 10. So easily it will work. So we don't create 3 key directly. We can use connection editor and connect. So Windows General Editor, connection editor. Last year we have used all the tools, so you just remember. So here also, left side is called driver, right side is called driven until you are not changing the setting. So I'll suggest that don't change it. So it will be easier always to remember. Left side, what we are going to load is a driver. So I'll select the curve and driver. Right side, we need to load driven. So again, we have to select the deformer. So if I select here, go here, click the sign deformer, because sign part we need to connect. I'll reload right side. So see, automatically offset came here. So sign any, I'm plugging with offset. It's 1-to-1 connection. That's why it is possible. If it was different number, if you create 5 and then there it is 10, then you cannot connect it. I created plus 10, minus 10, and offset also works for plus 10, minus 10. That's why we can directly connect. Is it clear? So it's more easier. Instead of going in the set driven and creating 3 key, directly we can do it. But only you need to remember connection editor tool only works 1-to-1. So your value and the attribute value has to be equal, then only you can use that. Otherwise, you have always to go for set driven kind of thing. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
So now we need to cross check, is it working or not? So now I am in the sign mode. So it's working fine. Is it okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
We can easily animate it.
Yes, sir.
By how you want to put a key, you just key and animate it. And if I go in the bend mode, this one will start working. Is everyone understood this?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has question till here? Then I'll explain it. I'll save this.
Sir, can you change it? Like when we will be in bend mode, only bend animation will be visible.
It's already that's what we created, no switch. So if you are in the bend
sir,
mode,
it's not only working, it's not working, but it will not visible only.
Oh, means you are saying the deformer thing.
No, sir. When now you are in blend mode, no?
Uh,
So shine mode should not be visible.
this one, sign anything should not be visible.
Yes, sir. When we will be in shine mode, their bend animation will not visible.
Oh, that will be very complex for animator to do it. Then you create two controls separate, because in one channel box, one place one. If you find that it is difficult to do it, so what you can do that in between you can place some extra attribute and all that. So it will get separated. Make sense? But you cannot create separate channel box. Then it will be complex for animator to animate. Only one thing like deformer can be hidden. So that you don't need to see. You can select that individually and hide it. Make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If one like, okay, when I select this one only will be visible. So that option they have not given in, like channel box attribute can be suffered. So that kind of option is not there in now. If you want to create, then you have to create separate control for it. Sign, and then you create two control. One control name you write then, one control name you write sign and write it. But that will be too complex to use, right? You have to install every time. So it's not very
blend work together.
Your voice got broken again. You say.
Sir, can two blend shape works together like shine and blend both are can work together?
Yes, both two bend, two sign can work. Only thing is that you have to create a switch, right? Bend one, bend two, like that, and shuffle between. Both will not work at a time. Okay, make sense?
So
But sir, it is only side view, no? So bend is also sign is also side. Suppose we need bend up and sign is side, then also it will not work.
No, that also will work. That also will work. That just you have to that will work. You have to create a switch. Again. Anything will work. Only thing is, but two at a time it will not work. That's the only thing. Because the same mess you are deforming.
But the shape will be changed, no?
One at a time it will work. Two both shape if you change, then it doesn't make sense. It will deform in the random manner. It will take 50-50 of both. So it will not look good. The deformation will not be uniform. Make sense?
For that time we have to use a skeleton. Like we have to bend the half and then right side or something like that. Then we have to go for skeleton.
Yeah. So this rig, then you have to go for 5-6 skeleton and all that, and then you animate however you want. So that's why I say this is for secondary character, right? If it is a primary character, suppose you are making a movie, only fish is the character, but there are one or two characters which is telling the storytelling character and all that. Like the story revolve around them, and few characters which are just in the background. So this kind of setup is suited for that to save the time, right? You're not animating, it's just in the background there, just moving and all. But it should look good. That is for that purpose. If you want to know how I want that way to get animated, then we have to go back to our skeleton based kind of setup. So where we can add all the features. Is it clear? So this I purposely made it kind of is so you can understand. The main idea of this one to understand how the deformer can help in rigging. So basic kind of thing. Secondary kind of character, or you can say prop rig. This is more like a prop. You can consider this piece as a prop, but other two pieces I'll be rigging it, any one out of that to show that how if it is a 100% genuine kind of character, you are treating them like that and how that should be. Is it clear?
Sir.
So this is the setup we created, but still it is a manual setup, right? But again, suppose you work in the production scenario and they'll say you, why I need to come and manually animate everything all the time? Why not you make a setup where I can automatic use it, like auto animation kind of thing. I just give me an option where I can just hit a number and it will start automatically animating, right? So I don't need to create a number of key for it, right? Suppose they are working on 1000 frame and at a time. So their focus will be on the main character, not on this character. So this character should automatically get like wave and all that get created. Only I need to translate and all. So in that case, we can make it this system as automatic, means auto animated, the bend animation and sign animation. We can make it automatic also. So these two attributes, I'm going to make it automatic setup. Make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that will be done through expression. And even there will be a switch to control When you want to off it, you can off it. If you want to on it, it will work. But same thing, automatically it will keep happening. So here what happened, we are depends on the frame. Suppose I keyed only for 5 frames. So the animation will happen for only 5 frames. After that, it is not going to happen. Then you have to convert into cyclic animation, clean graph and all that kind of thing. So instead of that, we can just write an expression where I ought to keep animating whatever number of frame I increase. I'm working on 1 frame, or I'm working on 1000 frame, or I'm working on 2000 frame. The animation will be automatic. It will keep happening. Make sense? The body part. So that way you can save time for this top kind of character or secondary character. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So before going for that automatic system, we need to fix this, the eye part. Or everything is fine in this rig for automatic, like for manual rig, even a scale and all that will work. I can use this as rig for any scale. So like if I want to use this piece for a smaller scale, 0.3, it got a scale and everything will work. There will be no change in that. Or maybe I'll put 3 scale, it will work. So whatever bigger size I want, whatever a smaller size I want, this rig will work. There is no problem with that. So I'll just type 1. Only problem is the eye part, right? Eye has to go with that. So that I'm going to plug now here and see how I need to be parented to somewhere nearby vertex. So wherever the vertex go, I should go with that. So I'll select both eyes. There's some unnecessary information is there in that. So I'm going to freeze transform, delete this. So this got clean. Other thing is that once you rig it, this deformers and all that, you don't need to see it. So what you can do that, just for cleaning the rig, you can off this, right? One I selected and one I selected. By mistake, animator delete it. By mistake, not understanding what is there, extra thing is there, he will delete it. If you delete it, your rig will not work at all because the deformation is happening because of that deformation. So it's better to make the rig clean and hide that. So I just hide it. You cannot delete it. If you delete it, then whole this concept will not work, right? Let's see that how to make this eyeball to go with this mist. So what I am going to do that, I'm going to create one emitter. Last day we learned that even emitter can be connected to the vertex in the CG simulation thing. So I'm going to select this 4 vertex. So exactly in the middle, one emitter will get created. So I want to hide the eye thing. So I'll just create one layer and hide it. So it will focus on those vertex. At present, it's overlap happening. And you can make it in wireframe shaded mode, so it will be easier to understand where the lines are. So you can choose where you want to place the emitter. So exactly in the middle, I want to place the emitter. So I can select 4 corner vertex in one time. So emitter will get created. If I select 2 vertex, emitter will get created here. If I select the 4 vertex, so emitter will get created exactly in the middle. And middle only my eye is there. So that will be the perfect place to place it. Does everyone understand why I selected those 4 corner vertex?
Yes.
Now we have to go in the dynamics. Dynamics and particle. Just remember last day I told that create emitter will create point emitter. Here I want emitter to be connected to vertex. Like you selected source last day I explained. So emit from object and just create one emitter. Anything, directional, omni, doesn't matter because we are not emitting particle. Particle will delete it because it will create the particle. So create. So you see that exactly in the center, one green color symbol got created. Is it clear?
Yes,
And that is our emitter. Now go in the outliner. And this, I am just interested in this emitter. I am not interested in this particle one. So particle I delete it. Otherwise it will keep unnecessary emitting some particle. We don't need. We are just looking for this emitter. What is the advantage happen for this emitter? Now you see that if I am using the sine deformer or bend deformer, select the contour and sine deformer and animate it, you see that that emitter is automatically going with that mesh. Is it clear? So now if I parent the geometry also to that, automatically it will go with it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense? So next step is I'll select that. Now we need to switch on the eyeball. So I'll switch on the eyeball. Select the eyeball first. This is normal parenting, parent-child relation. And go inside, zoom it, and select the emitter. It is here. Green color, a small one is there. You have to zoom it such a way that easily we can select it. shift, select that emitter and hit P. Now you see that the eyeball will automatically follow that. So if I go here, one eyeball got fixed, one is not moving. So that also we have to fix here. Is it everyone understand that?
Sure.
Okay, those who have not understood or got confused, again I am repeating the same step for other side. So I have turned myself into other side, and I think that eye position is not in the right. We'll fix that also. So you can select this. It looks like it gone little bit one side more. So yeah, it will be the better position. I'll hide this one again. Freeze transform, hide it, and focus on the vertex. Selecting 4 corner vertex. So one is here, 2, 3, 4. Even 3 may make center, but I don't know exactly where it will place. So 4 will be the perfect one to use here. And particle create emitter. Again, it got created. Not got. I clicked the wrong thing, wrong tool. I clicked the create emitter. So create emitter. So it got created on the grid directly. We don't want that. We want emit form object. So this two I am deleting it. We need to tell Maya that emit from this vertex. So we have to select the vertex again. Wrong tool, I click it. Remember emit from object. Then only the vertex become a emitter. Directional omni doesn't matter, apply. Got the created. Again go in that, extra one particle got created, just delete the particle. Now select the eyeball. And in wireframe mode, we can select that, zoom it little bit, go inside and find the emitter. Little bit angle you have to change so easily it will be in the open space. If any line is there, then it will be difficult to select. So still, I select this one and hit P. So that way this got parented. You can cross check that what is happening here. Till now I have not saved a file, so I'll just save it one. Save. This model underscore manual regulated. Manually you need to animate. That's why I'll say manual. Now just see that what exactly going to happen in that. Now wireframe shaded doesn't look good, so I'll just off it and check that it is working fine or not. So sign animation. Is it working fine? Both eyeball is going perfectly with that. And even if I go into bend and see that it is working. Is it clear for everyone?
Sure.
And we need to see with the scale also, is it working fine or not? So 0.5, it's got a scale. Are you automatically going with that?
Yes, sir.
So that means this is working perfect. Now if you all got the idea how I make that